Hello. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Could I ask you please to stand for the inductees procession? Good afternoon, Mr. Gerasi, Mrs. Lal, Mrs. Adramitoglu, Mrs. Kisak, middle school deputies, grade heads and mentors, staff, Mr. Thomas Healy, Ms. Basha Buertas, Mrs. Julia Morrison, alumni, parents, guests, and of course, our very special grade sixes. Welcome to the induction ceremony. I must confess to a very bittersweet moment 5 minutes ago when I stood outside and looked at them lining up, and the blazers are just far too big. And the school pants are far too baggy. But the bittersweet story of the teacher is that in a mere 6 or 7 years' time, the blazers will be far too small and the pants will be far too tight, and though we're far from the ankles, and all is well with the world, I also wondered at that moment whether I'll be here to see them through matric. Welcome to the Grade 6 induction ceremony. Before I call upon Mr. Moore to deliver the opening, could I ask that you ensure that all your cell phones are switched off, as they could interfere with the technology in the venue. I hope you really enjoy your evening with us. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Can everyone hear me? I'm a little bit taller, so good evening, everyone. Tonight we celebrate one of Red Hill's proudest traditions as we officially welcome the Grade 6s into the Red Hill Middle School. These Grade 6s will walk the path that many have walked before them, and many shall follow after them. While most of you have been part of this magnificent 115-year-old school, tonight you officially become part of the middle school, where we test the bounds of education, society, and you, our students. The occasion marks the start of a momentous journey, and it takes an auspicious occasion to recognize the start of such a journey. So let us start this journey with the wise words of Gandalf the Grey from The Hobbit. May the wind under your wings bear you where the sun sails and the moon walks. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Jurassi, Ms. Kisak, all our deputies that are attending tonight, parents, our honored guests, grade 12s that are here as well as our grade 6s. You all look absolutely smart, absolutely beautiful tonight. It is a pleasure to welcome you to our middle school induction ceremony for the grade 6 class of 2022. Now, I know I've mentioned this already at the information evening as well as at assembly, but middle school is a platform for our grade 6s to discover and unearth their talents and interests. This is the time for them to try something different, whether it is a new role, playing a new sport, or participating in a cultural activity. It is also a time, grade 6s, for you to make new friends and build relationships. I want you to get involved, participate in as many activities as you can or enjoy. Try and challenge yourself. Volunteer to assist wherever you can. In other words, make the most of the opportunities that lie ahead of you. Today, as you promise to uphold the values of our school, care, curiosity, courage, commitment, and confidence, I also would like you to commit to the following. Always respect each other. Be mindful of differences because we are different. Celebrate, embrace diversity. Always support one another. Remember, you will be together for the next 6.5 to 7 years, sharing common memories. Become a family that looks out for one another. And finally, I know you have a good few years, but remember, you are building a legacy. Leave something behind that we will remember you by. We want to remember the metric class of 2028. And again, I know it's a good few years from now, but ask Thomas, those years fly by, isn't it, Thomas? Right, also know, grade sixes, that you have an incredible group of people supporting you on your journey in Red Hills Middle School as well as senior school. Those sitting next to you, your peers, your friends, those who have walked the journey ahead of you. So I'm now talking about the grade 7s, the 8s and 9s in middle school, and of course our grade 10, 11, and 12, your seniors in the high school. And those that are leading and guiding you. I'm now referring to your parents and your teachers. Remember, we are here to support you in this journey. You are surrounded on all sides by an extraordinary community of people, all wanting you to succeed in becoming the best possible version of yourself. Shelley from marketing always reminds me of this. We need to tell our kids to be the best possible version of themselves. And that's what I'm asking you to do, grade sixes. Embrace this journey ahead of you. Live each day to the fullest. Resolve to be a little better than who you were yesterday. And always remember to leave people better than you found them. I look forward to getting to know you. I'm already getting to know you when I take a walk during break or I visit your class. Ms. Kisak, you also assisted me last year in getting to know the grade sixes. And I'm really looking forward to watching you grow over the next few years. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Mrs. Lowell. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to explain the concept of presiding alumni before I introduce them to you. So it is our tradition as part of the ceremony that we invite some of our alumni to attend and to witness what takes place in the course of the evening. This is done so that the legacy which the alumni assisted in building is now officially handed over to the grade sixes who will continue the work. So based on that, could I introduce to you, first of all, Mrs. Julia Morrison, class of 2011, head girl. Welcome, Julia. Jumping all the way to 2021, we have Basha Bottas with us. Thank you for joining us, Basha. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't be more delighted to introduce tonight's speaker, our very own Thomas Healy. Thomas was our senior school student president in 2021, and he's now studying at the University of Cape Town. They claim that they offered him a position. I would like to say that he accepted them instead, because he had more than one offer. Am I right, Thomas? And you could have gone anywhere. But they are lucky to have you. So he's studying at the University of Cape Town, and if I'm not mistaken, reading for a Bachelor of Commerce with politics, philosophy, and economics as his majors. My word. Today, being a true Red Hillian at heart, Thomas has flown in from the mother city. And I think he arrived at about 3 o'clock this afternoon, and here he is with us. As we like to say, Red Hill called, and Thomas answered. And that, I think, speaks to the kind of Red Hillian that Thomas is. It is, after all, his orientation week. There is great excitement at the university, I have no doubt. And Thomas left all of that behind so that he could address 3 induction ceremonies in the next 24 hours, after which he will return and continue with his studies. In lieu of introducing Thomas further, and letting you know just how Thomas conducted himself, both as just a student from the beginning of his high school career, all the way to being elected our student president. I would like to share with you, all of you, a question that resonated throughout the campus in the course of last year, and I promise you, it resonated. I think hardly a week went by when somebody didn't ask, what are we going to do without Thomas next year? And that is true. Other conversations around the campus, and I was involved in many of those, they invariably began with, where is Thomas? Has anyone seen Thomas? And then there were the more desperate, myself, I need Thomas. Go and find me Thomas. Thomas, Thomas, Thomas. As our student president, you were the very heartbeat of this school for the last 5 years. And as little as you were in grade 8, that heartbeat was strong already, and I saw it at the grade 8 camp. I remember it clearly. Your leadership as our student president redefined the expression tour de force. I would imagine that you will be in our thoughts and our lips for years and years to come. And I am so very, very proud indeed to call upon you to deliver your message this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, the pride of Red Hill, Thomas Healy.
Good evening. Grade 6 is what you'll learn really quickly is that Mr. Pinheiro, whenever you are feeling down, will make you feel so absolutely wonderful about yourself. So thank you for that. Good evening, Mr. Gerasi, Ms. Lull, Mr. Moore, Mr. Maramandi, Ms. Kisak, Mrs. A, Mr. Pinheiro, staff, the grade 6 parents, and of course the stars of tonight's show, the grade 6 inductee class. I am really, really elated to be here today, to be at a ceremony that initiates your middle school career and at the beginning of a really challenging yet exciting chapter in your lives. A chapter of self-discovery, a chapter that will allow you to learn so much about the world around you, and most importantly, a chapter that is written by you. It's your chapter. Now, living one's best Red Hill life cannot be summed up to a 5-step checklist to ensure success. And if it was, I wouldn't be standing here today. And I wouldn't want to be standing here today. Because the beauty of the journey that you are about to embark on is that it's individual to each and every one of you. It's individual to the point that living your best Red Hill life is determined by you. It's determined by the opportunities you grab. It's determined by how willing you are to learn. Your greatest asset to yourself and your Red Hill community is the promise to be yourself, to embark on your middle school career as individuals who actively defy the status quo and stray away from that path that has been traveled a million times. Now, a path well traveled is a good direction, but you need to create your own footsteps, footsteps that are not ones of conformity. You won't make your own footsteps doing that. You need to create your own legacy. There is no doubt that you will encounter some of your happiest and some of your most challenging days at Red Hill. The responsibility lies in your hands about how you recover, how you fall forwards instead of how you fall backwards. The moments of failure, the moments when you don't quite get it right, are the moments and the times that you succeed better, because learning is done best after you get up, dust yourself off, and strive forward. Personally, my high school career was riddled with mistakes, with failures, and many times I fell down. However, it was in those moments that I learned the most about myself, and I learned the most about the community that surrounds me. As I stand here today, after falling and getting up and falling again, I now know that calling oneself a Red Hillian takes courage. Courage to embrace mistakes, courage to lead through example, and the courage to be an active member in our community. One lesson that many Red Hillians have struggled with, and I know they did in my year, is how to reckon with academic misfalls. Now, looking in retrospection, academics in school is a journey to success. You're going to have bad math tests. You're going to have bad Afrikaans tests. I did. You're going to have bad everything tests. But I'm here to tell you that it does not matter. To live your best Red Hill life is to take those academic knocks as a part of the experience, but also not to make academics the whole experience. Especially in your initial years of middle school, take the academic freedom you have to join clubs, committees, and get involved in absolutely everything. My memories of high school don't lie behind books and in class. It lies in the shared experiences with friends, with my teachers. It lies on the sports field and in band practice and play practice. I challenge you to ask yourself today, what do I want to take away from middle school? Let the answer to that be your guiding force for the next few years. Today, you're inducted as grade sixes. Many of you are being re-inducted, but you are being reminded that you are being inducted as a Red Hillian. Go forth and conquer the next 7 years with the tenacity to fail, the gumption to embrace your individuality, and the spirit to be you and no one but yourself. By doing this, you are well on your way to live your best Red Hillian life. Red Hillians, welcome, some of you re-welcome to the family. I cannot wait to watch as you make failures, but as a result, inevitable successes. Thank you.
Thomas, we would just love to thank you for giving our grade sixes the amazing way of how to get through their best high school experience. We'd also like to thank you for traveling so far, to come here for 3 nights in a row. And on behalf of Red Hill, we'd love to wish you an amazing university experience. We'll hope to see you here very soon.
Good evening. I'm very glad to say that the storm has subsided. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Ariana Ron, grade 6 student, who's going to play Calypso. It's called Calypso Beach, accompanied by the vague tatters of a tropical storm.
Next part of the proceedings involves the reading of the pledge by the grade sixes, and I believe that there are 4 of the grade sixes who are going to come up and read the pledge for us. So if you could make your way to the front, please, while I explain. The pledge was created 10 years ago. I think this is its 10th anniversary, and it is the inductees' way of committing to so much of what the school stands for. As the reading is done, we will then call upon the grade sixes to come forward, file past the tables, they will all be able to sign that they have accepted the pledge. There is a copy of the pledge for them, which they will keep as a memento of this occasion. They will then pick up a multicolored bow, and I'm so sorry, they are tiny, but you will be able to see them later on the board. Two things about the bows. Initially, 10 years ago, we spoke about red bows because it made sense, it being Red Hill. It so happened that that year, and I do not remember the reason why, but we counted all the nationalities we had in the school, and there were 42 different nationalities in our student body. And based on that, we thought, why not make these multicolored to represent our commitment to the diversity of our country? And that's what they represent. However, when you look at the board later, those of you who are going to come up and take photographs, you will see that there is one bow that is in the bottom right-hand corner all by itself without a name. This little bow, I've just taken it off, and I'll put it back now, but this little bow will represent, or represents, our acknowledgement that so many children throughout our country will not have the privilege of the education that this school provides its students. And so here is our symbol of our brotherhood and sisterhood with those children, in the hope that they will come to live better lives than what their education will allow them to. Thank you.
Red Hill School Pledge. This we pledge and shall do our best to achieve. In thought and action, we promise to honor the values of Red Hill School: care, confidence, commitment, courage, and curiosity. Similarly, and mindful of the role that trust plays in the ethos of our school, we promise to make ourselves trustworthy individuals. We promise to be mindful of the humanity and diversity of all members of the Red Hill family, thereby celebrating the culture wealth of not only our school but also our nation. We will strive to accommodate each individual's right of self-determination in this regard. We will refrain from disrespecting and discriminating against persons on the basis of religious creed or race. At Red Hill School, we are all members of the family. Therefore, we will assume responsibility as much as it is within our power for each other's well-being and undertake to be supportive and kind, nurturing the individuality of each person and affirming his or her right of belief and self-expression.
We undertake to be responsible and to ensure that we give our best across all spheres of school life. We pledge a settled academic atmosphere in our classrooms, recognizing the rights of educators to teach and the rights of students to learn. We pledge also a spirit of healthy competition, be it on the sports field or on the culture stage, bearing in mind that it celebrates human excellence, and we shall endeavor to respect our opponents by being modest in victory and gracious in defeat.
We promise to abide by the ethos of the school, acknowledging that it is our task to maintain a healthy learning environment each day. In this regard, we shall work towards a school campus that is free of undesirable items, substances, or materials that may be deemed not in accordance with the Red Hill ethos. Knowing that everyone has the right to learn in a clean environment, we will respect the school campus and school property. We undertake to strive towards school grounds that are litter-free and welcoming.
We understand that the school uniform is a symbol of the principles embraced by the school. Therefore, we accept that it is our duty to wear it correctly and with unwavering pride. By doing so, we pledge publicly our loyalty to Red Hill School and the Red Hill family. To each other, we pledge honesty, friendship, and encouragement, thus enabling individuals to feel free to build in a safe, caring community. As we move through the years, we will make it our aim to establish lasting relationships that reflect the character of our school and will serve as an example for those yet to follow. All of this we played with honorable intention and a will determined to succeed.
Yep. These things always play games with us. Could I ask the mentors please to come forward? By the way, I just want to say there were big words in the pledge. There were very big words in the pledge. So well done to the English teachers and well done to the parents who do all those hours of reading in the afternoons at home. Well done, grade sixes.
It gives me great pleasure to call forward my mentees, Iman Achau Daniel, Lisa M, Joshua Coolen, Karen Kotze, Renatswa Kuchotsi, Nonkandisa Lunga, Ilani Mishlangu, Alicia Maramandi, Angela Makiva, Jimmy Meme, Serge Mukuptale, Ashwarya Murli, Layan Musa, Ukang Mutembu, Isabella Peterson, Joshua Regele, Aiden Ruch, Gabriella Singh, Rudra Singh, Matthew Stott, Lila Rose Stretch, Melina Simiotanis, Max van Olok, Pepuzwa Buza.
Good evening, moms and dads. Okay, I'd like to call in Daniel Benfield, Julia Bregman, Thomas Brown, Wendy Burr, Savannah Frank, Delu Gamedi, Lesedi Ginwa, Arishti Hariprasad, Isabella Halkema, Jessica Isaacson, Jen Xuan Yu, Asani Mbata, Benjamin Meyersfeld, Onsatile Moipolai, Michael Munchi, Amara Naika, Wanji Kunganga, Lita Nkala, Taylor Jean Pilgrim, John Royal, Badul Sumera, Khalil Suleiman, Jordan Tentisha, Liam Fenter, Lisa Yo.
I'm calling on Max Boyser, Kundi Chikoto, Morgan Darby, Joshua Detoy, Ziru Fan, Scarlett Gerard, Kobe Hom, Isabella Hoffmeyer, Adam Isabel, Annabelle Marie, Zikani Msibi, Chawe Mtembu, Arya Naran, Gabriela Otlet, Voitumelo Kitse, Jenna Puxley, Michael Rosenberg, Sophia Ruffini, Yashil Sadeo, Kashvi Shukla, Liam Smith, Anna Theodorescu, Meg van Sale, and Troy Vessel.
Okay, good evening, parents. It gives me great pleasure to call out the class of grade 6T, Via Ahuja, Nathan Bennett, Nwandile Bebe, Christopher Collins, Michaela Diaga, Ayan Fernando, Jessica Gilburn, Olivia Ho, Lequan Lee, Jack Malan, Dayan Woodley, Subhasha Bukanya, Amina Mustafa, Wanjiru Nganga, Imogen Noble, Stephen Nahan, Varuni Patha, Mia Rose Ikwane, Nonsebo Sibia, Joshua Swanepoel, Tolo Chabalala, and Georgia van der Scape. Thank you. So, Ida Tagati Sparks.
As they finish off, I'm going to ask our 2022 student president and our vice president to join me up on stage. Just as the grade sixes did, so the leadership in the senior school presents or offers a pledge to the grade sixes. Canon Race is our student president, apologies, and Tandiwe Sibanda is our vice president. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Jarasi, Mrs. Lal, Mrs. Adremituklu, Mrs. Kisak, middle school deputies, grade heads, and mentors, staff, Mr. Thomas Healy, Miss Basha Burtas, parents, alumni, guests, and of course, the grade sixes. Thank you for this opportunity to share some wise words with you. I vividly remember attending this induction ceremony with my parents 4 and 5 years ago. My buddy Andre was standing right here in this very spot, sharing his wise words of great intellect and experience. And boy, was I proud to be sitting right there and staring at him in awe, knowing that this giant up on stage had my back for my first year in high school. I want you all to have that same experience. The Radial Student Executive has been put into place for that such reason. We all stand here before you to serve. I want to get to know each and every one of you, hoping that I may make a difference to at least one of you sitting here in front of me today. I was told that the theme of this induction is living your best Radial life. So what a great opportunity to give you my top tips on how to thrive, not only at this school, but at life. Time management. And boy, are you going to hear these words hundreds of times over the next several years of your high school careers, and most probably lives too. But it's true. Being successful at time management literally enables you to create time and do the things you love. Having the ability to make the responsible decision to work now and get that project done early so you can have a sleepover at your best mate's next weekend feels amazing. Now compound that. It's a virtuous cycle, meaning that the more you create time to do a little more work, the more time for play, and in the higher grades, a balanced lifestyle is key. So make sure you can manage your time. Speaking of which, I don't really have much time to speak left. So instead, I have decided to dance.
There's a fresh breeze headed down the beach, saving me from the heat. A new beginning on a wave of endless possibility. I feel a good change now around the bend, can't help but move my feet. It's a different story 'cause I changed the end. I make my own destiny. I make my own destiny. I make my own destiny. I'm making my own destiny. Dancing in the house, shaking and shouting, overflowing like a surf fountain, moving and improving, everything's new. When I take a hand and I dance with you, let me show you how we do. Spark it right on you. Piece of love, piece of love, boom, 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 that's how we do.
My only job is to surf all day. I only wanna work on my town. I gotta live life in my own way. I take my chances in the sand.
Gonna party down till the sun comes up, rocking and we're ready to go. Anything can happen now, time has come. Come on, let's start the show. Come on, let's start the show. Dancing in the house, shaking and shouting, overflowing like a surf fountain, moving and grooving, everything's new. When I take your hand and I dance with you, let me show you how we do. Spark it right on you. Piece of love, piece of love, boom, 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 that's how we do. Spark it right on you. Piece of love, piece of love, boom, 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 that's how we do.
Thank you, leadership. Moves like Jagger. Well done. Grade sixes, how cool is the school president? Right? And the rest of the leadership.
now time for the Student Executive Pledge. As the Student Executive Committee, we are mindful of the fact that it is our duty to act as exemplary role models at all times. Therefore, we pledge to guide you responsibly and with humanity, setting an example for you through both our words and our actions. Furthermore, we as the seniors in the school recognize the importance of instilling in each of you a firm understanding of its values and codes of conduct. For this reason, we pledge to communicate honestly and openly with you, thereby enabling you, to the best of our ability, to make informed decisions. Understanding that your relationship with the matric class is of great significance, we will work towards a climate of mutual respect and tolerance towards each other's individuality. Through our daily interaction with you, we will endeavor to promote spirited loyalty to Red Hill School and engender you with love of its ethos and all that it represents.
And further, with the aim of promoting equality within the student body, we promise to acknowledge and embrace each one's unique beliefs and backgrounds. In doing so, we hope to make Red Hill School a place where individuals feel safe to express their individuality. Lastly, we will dedicate ourselves to establishing a strong sense of trust among all members of our school community. All of the above we will do in pursuit of a nurturing learning environment that celebrates not only our motto, Free to Build, but also our values, care, confidence, commitment, courage, and curiosity. This we pledge, and we shall do our best to achieve.
Thank you very much, students and parents.
Could I ask you all to stand, please, for the school song?
Just to give an applause to the grade sixes as the inductees of 2022. Could I ask the procession parents to please stand as the procession leads out?
You did very well.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much and have a wonderful evening further. Thank you.